First of all, be sure you know your pattern. It's your responsibility to know your pattern. So always be ready at that marker. When the judge looks up, be ready. So we're going to walk halfway. It's very important when it says halfway that you do so. So this has just got one cone, so it's kind of up to you where you're going to lay out everything. It just needs to be balanced. So we start halfway to the walk, and then we're going to jog a square corner. Extend the jog around in an arc. You want to try to keep all of this balanced according to the layout, while still keeping communication. Then you're going to slow back down to the jog. And do a 270 to the right. And that should be straight in line from the original line that you started your walk on. You're going to walk approximately 1 horse length. Do the left angle and then jog halfway and then extend the jog until even with the cone. So one place that you can really get some extra credit, a lot of times we can't tell where the jog ends and the extend starts. So make that a very definite place where we see you're jogging, bam, we see you extending. We're looking for that communication between you and the horse. The layout is important, but we also are judging your communication with that individual horse. And then at the end, he stopped and backed. And the stop and back would be located across from the marker. And be sure on all of your patterns, we have included your exits. So this will be a scored maneuver. Exit at the jog. We are still scoring you. The exit at the jog. And that will be on all of the patterns. A lot of people, when they finish, then they think they're complete and they'll hump and slump. And so be sure that you get that extra credit. On this one, your cone's on the right. Be sure you know which side of the cone you start. So just to help you, we're going to show you, you've got to have the cone on the right. Extended jog, square corner, square corner. Then the right lead, change leads, arc around, and you might make that arc fairly small, maybe a little bit tighter. On some of these, the tighter you can maneuver these individual maneuvers, the better, the more credit. So when you come around and come down for your transition into the jog, it would need to be straight across from where you did the 90-degree turn. You follow that? Okay. Stop even with the marker, back 1 horse length, and exit at the jog. That will be a judged maneuver. I think if you really try to make that second square corner really tight, that will really give you some extra credit there. That's where you can really increase your scores and go down and make a real tight loop down there so you have plenty of room to demonstrate that right lead circle. And the lead changes can be simple or flying. A really nice simple change can score higher than a bad flying change in general. Okay, we're going to leave the cone in the same spot. Okay, down. Again, be ready at the marker. This is an extended jog square corner again. and you go to the center. So find your center, right lead extended lope. Now, an extended lope is not a run. An extended lope is an extension of the horse's legs covering more ground. And then we're going to break to the jog and jog 3 square corners. This part is not very big. It's real small, so it's really going to demonstrate how much communication you have with your horse. Then left lead lope, down the line, change leads, continue a right arc, and again, tight that right arc, you want to come straight back down the middle. So set that up where when you turn, you come straight down the center. This would be straight across where you started your lope. You're going to jog until you're even with the cone. Stopping back. And then exit at the jog. You're still being judged. So don't reach down and pet your horse right there. Okay? Everybody understand the pattern? Can you see where you can add the degree of difficulty? The tighter? This is up to you to use that pen. You've just got to lay it out. If you want to make it smaller and put it all in there evenly, that's a greater degree of difficulty. If you want to take your time and lay it out bigger, if you do it with a lot of communication, that's all good too. Okay? Okay, so on this pattern, you're going to start with the cone on your left. We're going to have this set slightly to the left so you have plenty of room to do the big loop with the square corner at the lope. So extended jog to the center. So that's going to be your center. You can decide where that center is going to be. You're going to do a 450 to the right, and then lope a left lead with a square corner, demonstrating connection with the horse. Continue the left lead arc back to the center. This is going to be square, and that's going to be an arc. And then you're going to be on a diagonal line. You're going to come back to where you did your 360 and extend. And then collect. And then change leads. And right there, here's a good spot to get some extra credit. You're in that left lead. You come down, you extend. You make the difference right there. Bam, bam. There's the difference. And then you make the difference when you go back down to the collected. That's where you can get some extra credit. You can shine. If you can communicate with that horse, you can get some extra credit. If you put that all together, it's not, you may be a 0. So he changed his lead, he went down, and he walked. Be sure when you do that down transition from the lope to the walk that you do not have a jog step. That will be a penalty if you jog one step. It's a 3-point penalty for one step. So be sure it's a lope and a walk. That's one of the hardest maneuvers. That's why I put that in there. Okay, and then your jog box needs to be relatively small. Jog out, stopping back.